Welcome back to Stay Focused, Focus Real Estate's weekly video series. And this week we thought we'd have a little fun and talk about the 5 most common, I guess this is Focus 5.
Focus 5.
Gotta stick the hand out, Focus 5. 5 most common house styles in Boston.
Yeah.
So we thought we would grab the Focus Mobile and go and do a tour. All right, well, one style we have here in Boston that's totally unique to us
and iconic at the same time to Boston
is the Tripledecker. So these homes, I think a lot of people coming into the market now don't understand really what the history of these homes were. And these were built as multi-family dwellings. Each floor was a separate unit, and traditionally these were bought by extended families. So parents would live on one, some kids would live on the other, grandparents would live on another floor. So that's how these buildings were used and typically utilized when they were built around the turn of the 20th century.
They were used as multi-family houses, and now many of them have been condoized.
Been split up into separate units.
Each flat a separate unit.
Yep.
Triple-decker. One of the many styles of housing.
Right. Could you get more classic Boston than the brick row house, right?
Yep.
So,
which is typically they have a bowed front on it.
A little bit more of the front style. English is a little bit more flat. But traditionally, these houses were all built as single family houses that are attached.
Many neighborhoods in Boston still have rows of these houses. South End, one of the largest collection of historic boat fronts still in the United States, a historic district. Back Bay has many, Beacon Hill has many, and then a scattering around other neighborhoods of Boston.
Yeah, but you can't talk about architectural styles in Boston without talking about, of course, the row house.
The brick bow front row house.
All right, on to the next one. You ready? One of the things that we're seeing in Boston more and more these days is high-rise homes. Great examples of this are the Pierce built here in Fenway, an amazing glass tower that's built for residential use. The largest collections of newer ones is right there in the Seaport District, where we've seen all of these buildings kind of rise up out of those parking lots. And these are very interesting and very different buildings than I think what we're used to seeing traditionally in the city of Boston. And they're changing really the face of the city as well as how people are living and what they're calling home. All right, now we're back for another style, which is
Victorian.
Yeah, it seems like one of people's really favorite styles.
Yeah, Victorians are very high demand. They're beautiful, ornate. So people love Victorians. They have high ceilings.
Yeah, that's
very
probably
popular.
the most popular requested housing style we have.
There's lots of different styles of Victorian, and Victorian was also defined by a period, a time frame,
and a queen.
From the mid to late 1800s were the kind of the
high Victorian style,
the era of Victorian homes. Most of our Victorian homes we see around Boston, many of them are still single-family homes.
They are.
So they're more in the neighborhoods surrounding the downtown area, not so much downtown, but neighborhoods surrounding downtown.
Along that same line, after the before the Victorians and after the Victorians, we had another house style that we'll go and check out next. Come on along. Another example of classic architecture in the city of Boston is the Colonial home. There's many, many different styles of Colonial homes. They're very, very popular. In fact, we had a Colonial revival in the mid-19th century. Anyway, the very standard layout. And these come in a wide variety of sizes. You have very, very modest 12 and 1400 square foot colonial homes, and you can have a good 5,000 square foot colonial home that's very grand with spiral staircases and all kinds of other things. So it's a very classic style of home in the city of Boston, and you can see them on almost any block.